Have you ever said, I will, when you really meant, I'm going to? If yes, don't worry. Today we are going to fix that in a very easy way.
And we are going to make it fun, too, because future English does not need to feel scary.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Loop. I'm Alex.
And I'm Lisa. I've got my cup of tea, I've got good energy, and I'm ready to talk.
I've got coffee, as always, so I'm definitely ready to talk.
That is true. Alex is never far from coffee.
Never. If there is coffee nearby, I will find it.
Oh, nice. You already used will.
I did, and that is perfect because today we are talking about how to speak about the future in English.
Yes, this is one of the most useful topics for daily life.
It really is. We talk about the future when we make plans, invite friends, talk about travel, order food, promise help, or even share dreams.
Also, when we talk about simple things, like what we are going to do after work, what we are going to eat tonight, or when we are meeting someone.
Exactly. So if you want to sound natural in English, you need this topic.
And the good news is, the basic idea is simple.
Very simple. Today we are going to focus on two main forms first, going to and will.
Those two cause a lot of confusion for learners.
Yes, because both can talk about the future, but they are not always used in the same way.
So let's make it clear.
Let's start with going to. In everyday English, we often use going to for plans we already made before this moment.
So that means I thought about it earlier. It is not a new decision.
Right, the decision already exists in your mind.
Okay, let me try. This Saturday, I'm going to visit a tea market with my cousin.
Great example. You already planned it, so I'm going to visit sounds perfect.
Yes, we talked about it last night and we already chose the place.
Then it is clearly a plan. Here's mine. On Sunday morning, I'm going to buy fresh coffee beans and try a new cafe near the lake.
That sounds very Alex.
It really does.
So if a listener wants to say something like, I decided yesterday, then going to is often a great choice.
Exactly. For example, I'm going to clean my room tomorrow. We're going to watch a movie tonight. My friend is going to start a new job next month.
These all sound organized. The speaker already has the idea.
Yes, not always with a full calendar, but at least with a clear intention.
That's a nice phrase, a clear intention.
And here is something important for beginners. If you are not sure, going to is often a safe and useful way to talk about future plans.
I agree. It works in so many daily situations.
Now, let's look at will.
Yes. Short, quick, and very common.
Very common. We often use will when we decide something right now at the moment of speaking.
So the decision is happening now, not before.
Exactly. Imagine this. We are sitting in the studio and suddenly the window is open and the room gets cold.
Then I might say, I'll close the window.
Perfect. You did not plan that yesterday. You decided it right now.
Okay, another one. My phone is ringing. I say, I'll get it.
Yes, that is natural English.
So going to is often a previous plan, and will is often a decision made now.
That is one of the easiest ways to remember the difference.
I like that. Easy is good.
Easy is very good, but will also has another important job. We use it for promises, offers, and willingness.
Like when you say, I'll help you.
Exactly. Or, I'll call you tonight. Or, don't worry, I'll be there.
Those feel warm and supportive.
They do. Let's make it real. Lisa, I'm carrying too many books.
Then I say, I'll help you.
Thank you. Very kind.
You're welcome. And if I say, I'll send you the address later, that sounds like a promise too.
Yes, a small promise, but still a promise.
So listeners can remember this. Going to often means a plan, and will often means a quick decision, promise, or offer.
Exactly. That simple idea helps a lot.
But Alex, sometimes learners hear native speakers say gonna,
Yes, they do, and that can feel confusing at first.
because in class they learn going to, but in real life people often say gonna.
Right, so let's talk about that. In spoken English, especially casual spoken English, going to often sounds like gonna.
For example, I'm going to call my friend becomes I'm gonna call my friend.
Yes, and we are going to leave soon becomes we're gonna leave soon.
It is very common in conversation, movies, songs, and podcasts.
Very common, but there is an important detail.
Yes, you usually hear gonna in speech, but in formal writing, you should still write going to.
Exactly. If you are writing to your teacher, your boss, or in a formal email, use going to.
But if you are speaking with friends, gonna is normal and natural.
Let me give two versions. Formal, I am going to attend the meeting tomorrow. Casual speech, I'm gonna attend the meeting tomorrow.
Both mean the same thing, but the feeling is different.
Right, one is more careful, one is more relaxed.
I think learners enjoy hearing that because native speakers really do shorten words all the time.
We do. That is why listening practice matters.
It also helps you feel less shocked when someone speaks fast.
Very true. Now let's practice with real-life examples.
Yes, I love the practice part.
Me too. Let's imagine we are talking about next weekend. Lisa, what are you going to do?
Next weekend, I'm going to take a short train trip to a small town by the sea.
Nice. What are you going to do there?
I'm going to walk near the water, take photos of old buildings, and drink hot tea in a quiet cafe.
That sounds peaceful.
It does. I need a quiet weekend.
I get that. My weekend is a little different. I'm going to stay in the city, but I'm going to try a morning cooking class with my friend Ben.
Really? A cooking class? That is new.
Yes, we signed up 2 days ago. We're going to learn how to make simple pasta.
That is a perfect example. You already booked it, so we're going to learn makes total sense.
Exactly. And after that, I'm going to visit a bookstore. I want to find a travel book.
For a future trip?
Yes, I'm going to plan a trip for late summer.
Where are you going to go?
I'm going to visit Canada. I want cool weather, good coffee, and long walks.
That sounds like your dream vacation.
It really does. What about you? What is your dream trip right now?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not dreaming about a long flight. I'm going to rent a little cabin in the mountains for 3 days.
Oh, I like that.
I'm going to read, sleep, stretch, drink tea, and do absolutely nothing stressful.
That sounds amazing.
Thank you. Sometimes the best vacation is a very quiet one.
I agree. And listeners, notice how often we are using going to here. That is because we are talking about plans and intentions.
Yes, these are not random thoughts. These are future ideas we already have in our minds.
Now let's switch to a different situation. Let's imagine we are at a bakery.
Oh, I like this scene already.
We walk in, we look at the cakes. We did not decide before, we are choosing now.
Then I might say, I'll have the strawberry cake.
Perfect.
And you might say, I'll take the chocolate croissant.
Exactly. We're deciding in the moment, so I'll have and I'll take sound very natural.
This is why will is common when ordering food, too.
Yes, in many restaurants and cafes, native speakers say, I'll have the soup, or I'll take the sandwich.
Let me try a full mini scene.
Go ahead.
The server asks, what would you like? I look at the menu and say, I'll have the vegetable soup and a glass of water.
Very natural. Then I say, I'll take the chicken sandwich and I'll have a coffee too.
Of course you will have coffee too.
Of course.
So this is a useful listening tip. If you hear, I'll have, that often means someone is making a choice right then.
Yes, especially in shops, cafes, restaurants, and other everyday situations.
Now, let's add another useful piece, time markers.
Very important. Time markers help the listener understand when something will happen.
Words like tomorrow, tonight, next week, next month, soon, and in 2 hours.
Yes, these words make your meaning much clearer.
For example, I'm going to call my aunt tomorrow.
Or, we'll leave in 10 minutes.
Or, I'm going to start my new class next Monday.
Or, I'll text you tonight.
These time markers are small, but they do a lot of work.
They really do. They give shape to the future.
That sounds poetic.
Thank you. Coffee helps.
Everything becomes poetic after coffee, apparently.
Apparently. Now let's talk about another future form that learners often notice, the present continuous for future arrangements.
Yes, this is very useful and very natural.
We usually use the present continuous for a future plan that feels fixed or arranged, often with another person, a time, or a schedule.
So, not just a general idea, but something more set.
Exactly. For example, I'm meeting my dentist on Thursday at 3 p.m.
That sounds scheduled.
It is. Another one. We're having dinner with our neighbors tonight.
Good. Here is mine. I'm taking the train at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Nice. That sounds like there's a ticket or a schedule behind it.
Yes, and I could also say, I'm seeing my piano teacher after work.
Perfect. So, for beginners, here's an easy way to think about it. Going to is great for general plans. Present continuous is great for arranged or fixed plans.
I like that explanation. It is simple, but it helps.
And of course, real English is flexible. Sometimes more than one form is possible.
Yes, context matters.
For example, I'm going to meet Sarah tomorrow and I'm meeting Sarah tomorrow can both work.
But the second one often feels a little more fixed.
Exactly. Maybe the time is already set. Maybe the table is booked. Maybe the train ticket is already bought.
Let's do a few quick comparisons.
Good idea.
I'm going to join a gym next month.
That sounds like a plan or intention.
I'm joining a gym on April 10th.
That sounds more arranged, more fixed.
Nice. Another one. We're going to visit my uncle next weekend.
A clear family plan.
We're having lunch with my uncle at 1 on Saturday.
Very fixed, very specific.
I think that difference helps a lot.
Me too. Now I want to talk about mistakes learners often make.
Good idea. Let's help them avoid confusion.
One common mistake is using will for every future sentence.
Yes, it is not always wrong, but it can sound less natural.
Exactly. If you made a plan yesterday, going to or present continuous may sound better.
So, if I bought concert tickets last week, it is more natural to say, I'm going to see a concert on Friday, or I'm seeing a concert on Friday.
Right. Saying, I will see a concert on Friday is understandable, but it may sound less connected to a real plan.
Another mistake is forgetting the verb be in going to.
Yes, people sometimes say, I going to study tonight.
But it should be, I am going to study tonight, or I'm going to study tonight.
Exactly. The verb be is necessary.
Another useful reminder, Pronunciation changes in fast speech, but grammar still matters.
Very true. I'm gonna go sounds casual, but it still comes from I am going to go.
So, learners should listen to natural speech, but also remember the full form.
Absolutely. Now let's make it more personal. Lisa, what are you doing this evening?
This evening, I'm having dinner with my sister at a small noodle place downtown.
Nice. That sounds fixed.
Yes, because we already chose the time and the restaurant. After that, I'm going to go home and watch one episode of a comedy show.
Just one episode?
That is the plan. I'm going to try very hard.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. What about you?
Tonight, I'm going to finish a reading list for next month, and if I finish early, I'll make myself an iced coffee.
A reward system. I respect that.
Thank you. Then tomorrow morning, I'm meeting a friend for a run in the park.
Wow, Alex is productive.
I'm trying. And after the run, I'm going to buy breakfast sandwiches for both of us.
That sounds like a strong motivation for running.
Food is excellent motivation.
Always.
Now, let's think bigger. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Big question. Okay, in 5 years, I'm going to live in a brighter apartment with lots of plants.
That sounds lovely.
I'm also going to improve my photography. I want to take better pictures of city streets, tea shops, and quiet morning scenes.
I can totally imagine that.
And I'm going to keep building fun lessons for Daily English Loop because I really enjoy helping learners feel more confident.
That is a great goal. In 5 years, I'm going to create a small community space with books, language events, and very good coffee.
That is such an Alex dream.
It really is. People will come in, sit down, practice English, read, relax, and drink something warm.
I would absolutely visit that place.
Good. And you will get free tea.
Then I'm definitely coming.
Also, I'm going to travel more. Not fast travel, slow travel.
What does slow travel mean for you?
It means I'm going to stay longer in one place. I'm going to learn the local rhythm. I'm going to find one favorite street, one favorite cafe, and one favorite morning walk.
That sounds peaceful and real.
Yes, I'm not trying to see everything. I'm trying to really feel a place.
I like that. It feels more human.
And listeners, notice this again. We use going to so naturally when we talk about hopes, personal plans, and future ideas.
Yes, grammar is not just rules on paper. It is how we talk about real life.
Exactly. And that is why this topic matters so much.
Before we finish, let's do one very short review.
Great idea.
If you made the plan before now, going to is often a great choice.
Example, I'm going to visit my cousin this weekend.
If you decide at the moment of speaking, will often fits well.
Example, the phone is ringing. I'll answer it.
If you are making a promise or offering help, will is also very common.
Example, I'll help you carry that bag.
If the plan is arranged and feels fixed, present continuous can sound very natural.
Example, I'm meeting my manager at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
And in casual speech, going to often sounds like gonna.
But in formal writing, keep the full form, going to.
That is a nice, clean review.
Nice and clean, just how we like it.
So now we want to hear from you.
Yes, tell us about your future plans in the comments.
You can write something simple like, I'm going to study English tonight.
Or, I'll call my friend after dinner.
Or, I'm meeting my teacher tomorrow morning.
Any of those are great practice.
And if this episode helped you, please follow Daily English Loop and share it with someone who is learning English too.
Learning with another person really helps. A friend can ask you questions, correct you gently, and keep you motivated.
Also, speaking out loud is important. Don't just read the sentences in your head.
Yes, say them with your voice. Try, I'm going to practice English tomorrow.
Then try, I'll do it after lunch.
Then try, I'm meeting my study partner at 7.
Look at that. You are already talking about the future.
And that means you are already improving.
I love that.
Me too. All right, I think we should wrap up.
Yes, but now I'm thinking about cake, train trips, and mountain cabins.
And I'm thinking about coffee, bookstores, and future travel.
Which means today's topic worked.
It did. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
We hope this helped you feel calmer and more confident with future English.
Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking a little every day.
We'll be back soon with another easy and useful English conversation.
Until then, take care.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.